All right, bud. What are we doing today? Oh my gosh, you're gonna be shy right now.
Going on a hot air balloon.
Yeah, we're going on a hot air balloon, right? We just signed our papers and we're almost ready to go. You excited? All right, me too. All right, bud, we loaded up the van.
How are we doing, guys?
We're about to leave.
Good?
Yeah.
Very cool. Volunteers, so if anybody wants to help, we'll put a couple of you to work. Doesn't pay well, but it's a good photo op, okay? So, in the passenger compartment, there's no graceful way to do it. It's like climbing on a horse, okay? Put one foot in, throw a leg over, climb on in.
Alright,
Family party.
what do you think, Kaden? You ready? Ready.
Hey, what do you think, buddy?
Oh, you're kicking.
And we are off the ground.
Whoa.
Really nice morning. That was beautiful. France in 1783. It's the oldest form of flight known to man, and it was first invented by two brothers, the Montgolfier brothers, who were paper makers for King Louis XVI. The brothers came up with the idea of the balloon by observing the smoke and ash that would rise from their fires. They believed if they could harness the smoke somehow, they could create lift. Oh, I got one or two of you. So they believed they could harness the smoke to create lift. So they took paper mache and silk. They formed it in the shape of a balloon as we know it today, held it over a smoky fire, eventually enough heat in the balloon that it lifted and flew away. So the brothers decided if they were to build a balloon that was big enough, they themselves would be the first to fly. Now, nobody had ever flown before, so they didn't know what to expect. So instead of placing their own lives in danger, they placed some animals aboard. A duck, a sheep, and a rooster. And the theory was if the animals could survive the flight, breathing above the rooftops and the treetops, and survive the landing, they would then deem it safe enough for themselves. So that first flight took place in September of 1783 from the Palace of Versailles, just outside of Paris. They filled the balloon with smoke, placed the animals aboard, cut the ropes loose, and off it went, out over the palace walls, out into the surrounding countryside, much like we did this morning. Now back then, word didn't travel as it does today, so the farmers tending to their fields that afternoon, they glance skyward, they see this contraption floating high overhead. It's belching smoke, it comes crashing into their fields, all while making animal noises. When the farmers rallied together, they believed it to be a fire-breathing dragon. So with that, they went over and slayed the dragon. They tore it to pieces, ripped it to shreds, drug off their crops, and freed the animals. Well, shortly thereafter, the brothers arrived. They found their balloon. However, they found their balloon torn to pieces. The animals had scurried off alive and well, and the farmers had fled, fearing for their lives, not sure what they just massacred. So the brothers packed away the balloon, much as the crew is over behind us. They returned it to the king, told the king the flight had gone as planned. However, the balloon itself had been destroyed by the farmers, fearing for their lives. King Louis deemed it a success. He built another balloon, decided on the next flight they'd place two Frenchmen aboard. So man's first flight would take place on November the 21st of 1783. Again, from the palace, they filled the balloon with smoke, still believing it was a smoke that made the balloon rise. Not the heat that we call from these contraptions, so they filled it with thick black smoke. They placed two Frenchmen aboard, cut the ropes loose, off they went. Now that afternoon, those farmers see another fire-breathing dragon floating high overhead, so they chased it down. This time upon landing, they didn't find the animals aboard. They found two Frenchmen holding bottles of sparkling wine in this case, but champagne in France, of course. So champagne aboard. So the farmers had seen this thing come crashing into the ground. This time they see the two gentlemen on board holding these bottles of champagne. So the king had actually placed the champagne aboard for a couple of reasons. One was to appease the farmers. He said if you land out in the farmers' fields, present them with a glass of champagne from the king himself. Keep them from destroying his balloon. Show them they're brothers, they're countrymen, they come in peace. The king also believed if they survived the flight, they just might be in need of a drink, and that this would be a great way to celebrate a safe return. So that is why we celebrate with the champagne today, is to appease those farmers and to celebrate a safe return. All right, so with that, let's have some champagne with them. We're gonna be off this afternoon with the wind, so you guys got the last flight in for the next couple days, so snuck that one in.
Really?
Nice.
All right, so we have a toast. We say this after each flight. It makes for a nice, calm, gentle landing next time. Don't ask me to write it down. It'll be on your flight certificates. We'll present those to you back at the shop, okay? But our toast, it goes, the winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with his warm hands. You have flown so high and so well that God has joined in your laughter and sent you gently back again into the loving arms of Mother Earth. Cheers.
Cheers.
Fly with us, guys.